Hello and welcome to Let Us Farm. My name is Emelefon Noel Oge of Let Us Farm. So today I want us to still talk about overfeeding in your catfish farm. Previously I've done topics like this. I've talked about overfeeding, but it's part of those things. So you still got to try to explain it the more so that people can actually understand what is overfeeding in catfish farm. So if you are also having any problems in your farm, all you need to do is do a video of this problem and send it to 081 353 48909. When I see these videos, I'll try to help you solve your problem free of charge. These videos are better sent when you are actually feeding your catfish. It gives me an idea of what is going on in your pond. So I'll be right back to talk about overfeeding in your catfish farm. Welcome back. So like I said, we're talking about overfeeding in your catfish farm. Yes, too many things have been said about overfeeding in catfish farm. So you will agree with me that you may have heard that when your fishes are small, you don't need to give them too much food because they are going to get choked, they're going to die. You must have heard it. Then you must have also heard that when your fishes are very big, they don't actually need to be fed twice. One of the arguments is that when you give them food, they have big stomachs, so they can actually eat and hold what they would need for later. Then another argument is that the older the fishes get, there's the less they need your food, so you don't actually need to feed them twice. Okay, so let's start from the beginning, the ones about the small ones, and then we'll go to the big ones. Now, what is the reason for feeding in your catfish? Let's even understand, why do we feed our fishes? We feed our fishes because of one, growth. Two, you need strength. Three, you need livability. So if you don't feed your catfishes, there's chances that they will remain stunned. They won't grow. They will keep drinking water. They will not, you won't get growth. Then if you don't feed your catfishes, you will not get weight. The catfishes will be as light as paper. And remember, in catfish business, what you sell is your weight. So if you don't have weight, you are wasting your time. Then three, livability. Livability is for your fishes to be active. So if they don't eat, they're not going to be active. And when your fishes are not active, they are prone to a lot of things. They are prone to cannibalism, they are prone to death, and a lot of things in the pond. So you see, that's why you need to feed your catfishes. Now, like some people will say, oh, feed is very expensive. From immemorial, right from time, there was never a time any animal feed was cheap. No. If you think that feed was the time they were selling feed, when I started catfish, all these bags of feed that time was Vital. I think it was about 1,000 plus or 2,000 plus. That was selling feed then. But then, how much was a kilogram sold then? 250, 300. So you discover that as at that time, that money we were paying them was so much money. So progression, as the prices of the kilogram is going, that's how the feed prices are going. It's simple. So it's depreciation that is going on, and the value of the currency, and things are going up every day in the world. So these things actually contribute to this problem. So what the economy was then is not what it is now. So there's no way that price is not like that. So anybody that tells you that before is a lie. The person was never a catfish farmer. If he was, he will know that that time to even make 1K was like a very big money. So that's by the way. So what is overfeeding in your catfish farm? Overfeeding is a situation that people believe that you put too many feed for your catfish to eat. So let me explain to you how this happens, starting from the small fish. Now, you are told by the person you bought fish from that you shouldn't overfeed your small fish. That's what you are told. Okay, while this may sound that is reality, it is not actually a fact. Why? You can never overfeed your fish. Let me tell you why. Because your fish only eats when they want to eat. Fishes are not like they don't know when they want to eat, because if you watch, your catfishes are inside your water only when they are hungry, they come up to eat. And if they get to the place you are feeding, only when they want to eat, they open their mouth and take the food. So if they don't want to eat, they go back to the water. But what happens is that at that small age, for people that don't understand the feeding procedure of catfishes, so you go there, you keep pouring food inside that water. When the feed that you poured in the water is too much and the fishes are not eating it, that feed has ingredients that are used in making it. So those ingredients, when they melt, they will now pollute that water. The polluted water will now cause infection because it will now contain high ammonia from those things, those different mineral resources, plus the waste coming out from your fish. Your fish actually have waste. They eat, they have to release it as waste, either as water waste or as strong waste, whatever, but it's going to enter inside the water. So mixed with this feed that is dissolved. So what happens? They are going to cover the pond. So when they cover the pond, they are going to make your fishes not to be able to breathe because the oxygen in the water will be reduced. When all these materials are floating in the pond, they reduce the oxygen content of that water. So your fishes will start scrambling to breathe. And sometimes, most times, it leads to their death. So the guy producing the hatch the fish doesn't want you to come back and blame him because when it happens, you're going to blame him. So he says, hey, be careful not to overfeed your fishes. So what that happens, because you have it in your mind that, oh, if I overfeed these fishes, they're going to die. So you now reduce the amount of feed that is given to those fishes so that they will not die. So that means you're not going to have wastage on the water. You see? But in reality, is that correct? Are you overfeeding the fishes? No. So if you understand how to feed the fishes, all you need to do is when you go there, you put the feed gradually. They come, they pick it up. I will try and see if I can put a video on that so that you see how it's done. Not even my video, from other people that are following this channel and have learned how to do it. So I think I will see infuse a video so that you see. So when you put the food very gradually, the fishes come up to eat. So as they're eating, if you discover that they are no longer eating, you stop. Hold on. After 10 minutes, put back your hand, start putting it gradually. So they are following the food. Once they stop again, hold on. If you come, put 2 drops, they don't come, it's okay, go back. But you see some people, they don't understand this. They just go and just, pour the feed. So that's why the guy hatching your fish doesn't want to take any chances with his product. So he's going to tell you, though most of them don't even know that this is the reason, but that's what they were taught, where they learned it. So they're going to tell you the same thing. Why they are going to tell you is because that is what they understand and it works. So the thing actually makes you to be conscious. Now, some people now take it another length by saying that don't ever overfeed your catfishes. Even as the fishes are growing, they tell you don't overfeed. These things stick in some people's head again. When they want to feed, they just put small food, they go. What they don't understand is that it is only what your catfish gives you that is going to digest and give you as body weight and as growth. Sometimes when I post video, even my own video, personally verified video of mine, of what happens in the pond, you see people saying, oh, these videos, they zoom the video. It's not possible. I just laugh. Because the problem is ignorance. Ignorance. There's no point arguing. When somebody is ignorant of something, oh my goodness, it overclouds your judgment. So people don't understand that it is what you feed that the fish will give you. And that is what you are going to sell as weight gain. So if me, I'm feeding my catfishes very well, at 3.5 months, 4 months, I'm going to have 1 kg and above. You are stuck with that idea of, oh, don't overfeed. So at 4 months plus, you are struggling to get 1 kg. When you put the expenses you did to waste more time, you see you're already creating a loss for yourself. That's the problem. You're already making a loss because you are trying not to overfeed. But in reality, you can never overfeed. So what you're going to do is to have patience and understand how to feed your catfishes. So when you understand how to feed your catfishes, you discover that you can't overfeed, because once the fishes are okay, they go in, they will never come up for food. So even if you are there, you put food, they won't come up. So the runs that will just come up will come up and eat small, and they will go. So the more you now pour the feed and say they will come out later, fishes don't eat food that is soggy. Any soaked food that you put on the water, the fishes don't come back to eat it. So people think that they eat it. No, 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 no. Sometimes you see fishes come, they just touch the food and it dissolves. You think they eat it, they don't eat it. Once the food is soft, your catfishes will never eat it. But unfortunately, people don't know. So when they see fish coming up and they touch the food, the fish dissolves. They, in their mind, think that their fishes are actually eating it, but the fishes will not eat it. So once that food does get soggy, they will not touch it again. They can use their tail, scatter it. Now, the problem is, because you have poured excess food in the water, they touch it with their tail, it's going to scatter that on the water and then cause problem to them if you don't change that water. Now, with all that I have explained now, you see that you can never overfeed your catfish. But what you have to do is learn how to feed your catfish. Now, the issue of when you feed your catfishes, you see them with big stomach, and people tell you that, oh, you overfed your catfishes, now they're having problem with big stomach. That's a lie. Fishes naturally have very slow digestive system. Their system is just like that of a snake. A snake, when it eats a big something, it can take 2 days to digest. Same thing with a catfish, but catfish will not take as long as 2 days. It can take between 6 to 7 hours to fully digest those feed. So when you feed your catfishes, this happens only when the fishes are small. When they are from 3 months, 4 months, and they are big, you won't see them standing, because then their body weight will not allow them to do that standing play that they normally do. But when they are still small, to 2 months and you see them, they can still come up and do body play. If your fish is 3 months and do that body play, it means you are not feeding the fishes very well. So they are still small, they can carry their body. But if they cannot carry their body, they won't do it. What they will do at that age is, when they are well fed, they will go down inside the water. If it's an empty pond, they will go inside the mud and just cover themselves and cool down for their system to digest. But when you see them doing like this and you look at them, they have big stomach, they are only happy that they've been fed well. So they are just trying to play so that the food will digest normally. That is not a sign of trouble, and that is not a sign of dropsy. Dropsy happens if you see your stomach with big stomach. If you see your fishes with big stomach before feeding, that is the one that is dropsy. That's when you have your swollen stomach of a fish is big, it doesn't come down. That is a sickness. But if it's after feeding, that is a very good thing. When people tell you that you're wasting your food, just ignore that. Sometimes there are certain things that people tell you, just ignore it. Allow those fishes to progress and compare your weight with that person that understands that you don't overfeed the fish, and you see the result is very clear. Because it's garbage in, garbage out. So whatever you give them to eat is what they're going to give you as weight. There is no act of prayers or act of thinking or being too smart that can give your weight. Your fish is 1 single kilogram of weight. No way. It has to be hard work. So this is what happens. Then some people say, oh, that when the fishes are getting old, they don't need to be fed 2 times because they have very large system. That's also a lie. Why? Your fishes are not ruminants. So they don't have 4-chambered stomach. They only have 1 stomach. So the only problem is at that time, they are now so big. So sometimes they are now lazy. If they come up, they eat, they go down. If they come up again, they just have a problem. They just stay down. So what you do that time is feed them twice the normal way you feed them. The ones that can come up will eat, will come up. The ones that cannot come up, no trouble. It means that they are very okay to the next feeding. But you have to always feed them to satisfaction. When you feed the fish to satisfaction, what happens is that instead of the fish to stay longer months, days to give you a result, it gives you that result in a shorter period. So the expenses of labor and other overhead, you won't get it. But that's not to say that you go and pour excess feed in the pond. 2 different things. So you have to learn how to feed your fishes. This is part of the reason why so many fish farmers fail. They will fail because of this reason, and at the end of the day, they are going to blame a lot of things, but not themselves. So if you have any question to what we've discussed now, kindly use the comment section. And if you want me to come and discuss any other thing, kindly use the comment section. And if you're having any problem with your farm, simply do a video and send to 081-353-48909, and I will make sure I solve this problem for you free of charge. Until I come your way next time, my name is Emile from Ogo of Let Us Farm. Keep farming, see of life.